Definitely, I'm not looking for any eyelashes.
Oh my goodness!
Like that's definitely gonna throw everything off first. Because if she has those eyelashes, she doesn't have faith.
Explain.
The Lord, yeah. She don't have faith that they doing what they doing. You know.
I mean, because women wear lashes, they do things to accentuate their beauty. So if you know, if it's an accentuation, then it's fine. If it's an addition, like on a house, it might not.
Baby, I just wanna be yours. I wanna be yours. I wanna be yours.
When you go on a date with a woman, can I get your plate, Pete? When you go on a date with a woman, what are you looking for when you sit across that table from her?
That's a different question.
Yeah, it's a different question. But if you a man of faith, guess what? A man of faith is going to look differently from a man that's not of faith, right? So what are you looking for when that woman is sitting across the table? What are you looking for?
This is good, and I'm glad you asked me that question. Definitely, I'm not looking for any eyelashes.
Oh my goodness!
Like that's definitely gonna throw everything off first.
You done started a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're not looking. You don't like
Because if she has those eyelashes, she doesn't have faith.
Explain.
Definitely.
The Lord, they grow her own.
The Lord, yeah. She don't have faith that they doing what they doing. You know.
So wait a minute. Are you saying that you don't like any lashes, or what are you saying? So?
That's what you just said.
No, I'm asking. Are you saying? I'm asking the question. I'm not assuming anything. So you said those eyelashes, and I'm assuming that the ones that stand up.
They talk to you.
Wait a minute. Do that again. Do that again.
You know them eyelashes. They talk to you before the mouth even open up.
Right.
The broomstick eyelashes?
Yeah. Broomstick.
It's a distraction. So that's a turn off to you. How about y'all? Is that a turn off to you?
Definitely.
Major.
Major. Yeah.
Pete.
It can be. Yes, it can be.
Okay.
It can be.
How can it not be? Pete?
If they're not, I mean, because women wear lashes, they do things to accentuate their beauty. So if you know, if it's an accentuation, then it's fine. If it's an addition, like on a house, it might not. It might not.
Right. So what Pete is saying, I don't mind some type of lashes. In other words, I can't tell that they're not yours. But when they're do that move again?
Yeah.
When they like that.
You put an addition on your whole head. You know what I mean? It's a little different.
So if she has regular lashes and they're not looking like that, what else are you looking for?
You can tell in a conversation, you know what I mean? Just the things that are important to a woman, the things that aren't important. It'll come out. When a person is comfortable and you're sitting there talking, they're going to tell you everything about themselves. Mm-hmm. So really you just got to listen to see what the things that are important to her are coming out of her mouth. And I mean, she'll tell you what they are. And if they're not, you know, a godly walk, I mean, she's going to tell you. You know what I mean? You just got to be comfortable and you're going to find out eventually.
Okay.
So I know one of the things when I'm sitting down with someone, if we're going to sit down, I'm going to do something simple, right? We're going to have a coffee or something simple. And then I'm going to ask the person to pray. I'm going to ask her to pray. You can tell, you know, almost in the first minute or so in the prayer, kind of, you can tell somewhat of her relationship with the Lord, right? Because they're religious prayers, and then they're prayers like, okay, this person actually has some type of church background, or she's been in church, or she knows the Lord a little bit. So the first thing that I would recommend is, hey, let that other person pray. See how they pray.
It might come out like Sean when he blessed the food.
That's right.
That's a dead giveaway.
Sean, like, I know the Lord. Let's get past this. Let's go.
Let's
get past this. I know the Lord. Let's go.
Over there, Jerry.
What about you, Matisse? When you're dating out there in them dating streets, what are you looking for when you're sitting across the street? I mean, across the table from a woman. What are you looking for?
So I'm gonna say this, just for transparency. I am in a relationship.
He is in a relationship, but he's still single.
I'm still single.
He's still single.
But I'm just
you know what I
saying
can't say? Let me say this. Let me pause for a minute.
Address that.
I cannot stand
Address that.
when I cannot stand when single people, you ask them, are you single? And they say no. I say, oh, how long you been married? And they say, well, I'm not married. Well, what are you talking about? Well, I'm in a relationship. You're still single.
Right.
There's just two status, single and married.
And let me say this, I agree, but I say that for clarification because I don't want women thinking I'm out here trying to get a woman.
Right.
And then they're trying to like reach out to me or expecting me to do something because that's inappropriate and disrespectful
To the person you
Yes,
committed
that's why I
to.
say that.
Right.
So
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful.
Why?
Because when people put their relationships on social media, man.
Well, that's a different
That's a
conversation.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say to answer the question for me, I'm pretty strict when it comes to dating. When I was single, so strict. I've been on first dates. In the middle of the date, I pay and get up and leave.
That's rude.
I've
Wow!
done it.
My teeth!
I've done
And the
it.
winner is.
What did she do?
Can you get on him?
Make
Thank
you
you.
get up.
I've done it.
Pete, I got this. I got it, Pete.
Thank you.
You mean to tell me
Wowzers.
you gonna get up?
Yeah.
Did you tell her that you're leaving?
Yes, I paid and I said I'm leaving.
And what made you leave? Give me an example of a time that you said, I'm out, I'm
So
done.
here's what it is for me. As I really feel like this, I'm true to this. As we're getting older, the most precious commodity we have is time. It's very precious, and I'm not wasting it. Not any of it.
My T said, you know what? Your time has ran out.
Yes,
I realize that
it's
you're
like this.
wasting
I'm not going to
my
waste my time. That's
You
a precious
are the weakest
commodity.
link.
You are.
And I'm gonna say it like this. So there was one date I was on. She wouldn't stop talking, and it was very condescending talk. Like, and that's kind of what you're saying. I learned immediately what her spiritual beliefs were.
Yeah.
And she was very condescending to Christians and people who read the Bible because she felt God was talking to her, so she didn't need the Bible, and we were too slow to get them. Whoa! So our first date, and this is this condescending and this kind of inflammatory language.
Yeah.
So she was talking. I said, "Hold on. If you want to have a conversation, we can. But if you want to keep talking to yourself, I can leave."
Wow.
So she apologized, but she kept doing it. And then at some point, I stopped and said, "Wait a minute. This is a first date. This is very condescending, inflammatory language that you're using. It's very combative on a first date." I said, "No disrespect. Waiter, can I have the bill, please? I'm going to pay. Your food is paid for. You can go ahead and enjoy the meal, but I'm going to leave."
Okay. See, first of all, that's a man's man. I like that. I like that you were respectful. I do. I like that you. Why is the cameraman fist bumping you right now? Why is he? Stay focused on your job, Tony. He fist bumping. I like that you were respectful. I like that you said, "Listen, I'm not letting anybody waste my time." I appreciate that. I thought that you just got up and bounced and you was like, "I'm out of here." But that is a good reason to say,
Might as well.
"I'm out."
Yeah, my thing is, as we get older, just time is a value commodity. And the moment I see this isn't going to work, I'm stopping right there. I'm not going a moment past that. And I think too often we go beyond it because we're attracted to them. I could care less about that. If you don't have the qualities I need, I'm leaving, and I'm not going to continue. So more direct to your question, there's certain things I'm looking for, key things. The number one thing for me is her ability to be agreeable. When I see a person is agreeable, we can go to step 2.
Yes,
If you're disagreeable, I'm leaving.
Okay,
We
so
can't even
wait,
talk.
hold up.
We can't talk.
So when you say agreeable, because some people might take that as, "Oh, I don't have to agree with everything you're saying."
Absolutely, yeah.
What exactly do you mean by agreeable?
Right. So agreeable does not mean you always have to agree. You can disagree and be agreeable in how you disagree.
Okay.
So there's a nature to being disagreeable that's confrontational, argumentative.
Yes,
You're
it's
always
cool.
trying to find fault. You just have to go opposite. If that's where you are, it's just too contentious, that's a disagreeable person. You can be agreeable and say, "Hey, I don't agree with that, but tell me why you feel that way."
That's right.
You know, I don't agree. I have a different perspective, but I can respect it. That's being agreeable without having to always agree. So when I see a spirit of disagreeableness, as a man, and you just did a series on this, right? About being submissive. The Bible says, "Wives, submit to your husbands, right? As unto the Lord." So you don't submit to a boyfriend or a man you're dating. So how do I know your potential to be submissive? It's your agreeableness.
Come on, I like that.
So I'm looking for that when we date. Is she agreeable?
And I have another context with that as well. I'm the type that will argue, right? And so I was in a relationship with a young lady I'm still good friends with, right? Out in LA. And we would argue back and forth, and she knows she was not winning on me, right? It could have been like, I could be arguing completely the wrong way, right? But you're not winning on me. And what she says was, she's like, "Okay, we're going to agree to disagree. Now let's go to dinner." To me, that's the agreeable side as well, right? Because we don't have to agree, but you know your man also. You know you're not gonna win on him, and I'm not like the type to just let stuff go because I'm just dumb like that, right? I will argue certain things that I don't need to argue just to get my perspective across. But then for her to say, okay, we're not gonna go anywhere with this. Let's just drop it and go to dinner. That was critical.
Now I'm gonna say it for me. I've just come to a point in my age. I'm not arguing with the woman.
Oh, I'm with you.
I'm not doing it.
Never have.
We can agree, we can disagree, but I'm not arguing with you. For me as men, there's a certain level of stoicism that we must have as men, and what that stoicism tells me, I'm not going to argue with you. And if that's the only way you can communicate, then we're going to stop. We're going to take a break. When you're ready to talk, we can talk. But I'm not going to argue with you. And if you can't do that, and I'm about to come off as a jerk right now.
Do it.
So,
do it, brother.
so
Are you
time,
really about to come off as a jerk?
I hope not.
Or you just about to be honest?
I'm being honest.
Okay.
So,
All right.
like I said,